Hi Gemini, welcome to your bonus shadow scry. If you want to come on in, have a seat. Here is your ink blot we'll utilize to inspire our meditative state. If you want to join me, excuse me, we'll add on tarot and oracle, and as well we have ghost tube seer here for any visual inspirations that may arise. Receive or release freely, of course. So Geminis, when you're ready, if you'd like to take a moment with me to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Well, let's dig in. Geminis, I'm just going to move this over here and scry right in the center. Okay. Is it Bambi I'm seeing? I gotta get off my foot. Yeah, I feel like it's Bambi. A game of Pong. I feel like I'm playing a game of Pong. What are these cute little things, though? It's like there's a conversation I'm having. A conversation with... Oh, there's an astronaut in there as well. I'm seeing an astronaut. It's like a robot dog or a robot pet. Yep, that's what those cute little things are. They're robot pets. And then it's bringing me to that show, Stars on Mars. Yep, Stars on Mars. And at one point in time they had, those robot dogs, and they had to train them to do certain things. What am I in training for? Sorry, Gems. I'm going to bring this right down so I can, dig right in. I feel like I'm shedding a skin. Somebody might be physically losing weight, but this also could be a spiritual skin. The context is, it's indifferent. Please follow what it means to you first and foremost. As well, if you see, sense, or feel anything, comment below. I am shedding a skin. I am like coming out of the cocoon, like an astronaut who has come home, or interesting, an astronaut who went out to the stars in space and is now back on Earth and realizes I am home. I am home. My feet are on the ground. Gravity is a gift. Gravity is a gift. And it's like wintertime, especially when you're kids, those big poofy snowsuits, and you unzip it and you feel free. But it's served. I don't want to dismiss the weight of the suit. I don't want to dismiss why it was needed. If it's physical, why it was put on, why it doesn't matter. Maybe it served me, and it did serve me. But now I'm unzipping and taking it off. Even if it's a spiritual, it could even, my feet. Carrying around this felt heavy, but I'm realizing something else. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm okay, thank you. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing I'm in a book and I'm looking at I don't know, maybe it's a medical book or something, and there's an eyeball, or maybe optometry, and it's, here's the eyeball, and then there's all this diagram of the different veins and I don't know, weird things that are happening behind the eyeball. This is how it's connected. It's connected. So even though now I'm on Earth and I'm home, and my heart may be connected to a concept within space, divinity, aliens, angels, the afterlife. Maybe there's somebody in the afterlife that I'm really connected to, but I'm connected to it, but I know I'm home for now right here. And there's something about the way I'm seeing things, and I can see that now. I feel very grateful. Geminis. I feel grateful that I have this ability now to see, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say the magic in the mundane, the divinity and the density of where I'm at. That's what that feels like. I'm seeing a groundhog. Yeah, I'm seeing a groundhog. There might have been some of the Geminis that felt a little bit like in Groundhog Day. again, but it's like it served me. It served me to see something. Maybe when you're, going to the office or things are very 9 to 5, it can feel like Groundhog Day, but it's serving something. And I feel like that's what I'm focusing on. It's serving something. Sorry, my hair is very, very crazy. All right, so some internal questions that possibly may inspire for introspection. Oh my goodness. What would happen if you were to stop doing your daily routine? Subcon realm, we were just talking about that. 9 to 5. Maybe it's not about the 9 to 5. Maybe it's what you do before and after in your daily routine to prepare for when you're out and about. Is that very Canadian? Did I say that with an accent? Out and about? Anyway. Sorry, Gemini. I was trying to break up the routine there. Okay. I'm going to get back onto my foot. I also have here, have you ever experienced anxiety? And if no, explain what you feel anxiety is. And what are these guys? No, these aren't yours. Yeah, those are just a plethora. So these are your pre-conscious and subconscious questions to consider if you want to take a screenshot. They may be helpful. And then it kind of brings me back to that pong feeling back and forth, because it's like I can see the benefits both ways. I'm understanding how one thing serves another. Okay, so there is somebody coming in from... There's that groundhog. Sorry, Gems. There's somebody coming in from spirit that's connected to your other heart's home. So I'm going to say this as well because it's coming through. Now, for some, that other heart that where your heart is connected to, this other home could be with somebody who has passed, another, starseed family, soul family, etc. And for others, it's on the earthly landscape where I have children with another, but I don't get to see them all the time, or I'm not with them all the time. One of those maybe, for whatever things that those are, the circumstances surrounding that. And I feel like I might be living my life and doing the best I can to provide to like my choices and the people or the person I was with, but it's really my children that I am providing for. But I feel like I don't get to see them a whole lot. I don't know. Okay, so I'm back in like this guide space and they're stepping forward. They're down, They're down here and they're coming forward from this other realm. It could be in your family life. Like I said, maybe your children are older and they have the ability to choose where they live, or they're starting to express they understand, or maybe they're asking questions. I'm not sure, but I'm going to dive deeper into like the realm of guides. Yeah, the empty nest. Okay, so before I move on to that, sorry if this isn't your story, but it might be for a few or many, I'm not sure. Somebody had children with somebody else, and I feel like I don't get to see them a whole lot. And I don't feel like the situation went well, like the separation. They might be, holding your love for your children, your dedication to your children. It's like your heart is hostage. Okay. Yep. This feels like I'm talking to a male. Whoops. The Petite Mort and Queen of Eggs. She's holding your children. There might have been somebody who had a child pass, and that could have also been, or something along that lines happened, and it just was too hard for us to stay together. And the child comes through because the child had passed. And whether or not you're still with the person or the father, I'm not sure of this child. This feels like a different story now. So bear with me or hold space for others that the spirit might be coming forward. It's like I am a mother and my child passed, 13 integrated in. And now I'm like an empty nest syndrome, but like on a completely different level. And I kind of feel like this is a weird way I'm going to say this. I got worms. Like now the apple of my eye is gone. And like there's a worm there. That's a weird way to say that, but hopefully you understand it or can release it. But here's the interesting thing. In regards to this story specifically of this mother hen and the child who has passed, you may have other children, I'm not sure, or there just could be a lot of children's spirit around you. They are trying to come down in layers of communication. Like if you are the apple of their eye and they can sense that you feel like you have something eating at you from the loss of this love, but the love is not lost. Like see all the different layers. And it's like everyone's working through the X-ray vision of sorts to communicate, to move through the different frequencies. Yes, to move through the different frequencies, because it's like they're showing me different, I'm going to say blocks, but I don't mean this in a bad way. I just mean it in a compassionate way, through moving through the stages of grief, through wanting something and craving something. And at the same time, there's the frequency of how I'm feeling. Like I intellectually want something, a message, a this, a that, but my feeling frequency is powerful and passionate, but it's creating, I'm going to say blocks, but that's not what I mean. Okay, so now, gems, I'm seeing in yoga, it's like seated, wide-legged, forward fold, right? So just sitting, it doesn't even have to be yoga. It could just be mindful stretching, but that's how I'm seeing it. You know, your butt is on the ground, legs in the V, but I'm seeing it as partner yoga. And then you take each other's hand and you gently, it's not like in this case, it doesn't feel like a back and forth if you're playing a game. This feels, and you would gently like lead with length for your partner, in this case, partner being a friend, partner being a loved one, to keep the spine lengthened while one reaches forward, releasing the degree of how, close you can get your nose to the ground as a measurement of success. I'm being asked to focus on the hips, heart, and head alignment as I fold forward, almost like I'm going to bow, surrender, honor unto myself, unto the Queen Earth. Because this is where a child resides. Something about a whistle and a baseball bat as well. And I lean forward and it's like I'm being guided. Yes. Like I want shoulders back, heart forward. And exhale. I want to hinge at the hips and keep my length, strengthen my back, but not take away. And not force myself to have to fold in half and break. I hope that makes sense to somebody. Okay. Oh, is that a toucan? I feel like I'm seeing a toucan. There's a slow drip. Toucan might mean something to somebody. Okay. It's a tap. The toucan tap. So here's like a tap at a sink. Right, and it's like it might have, for heavens, I have like apparently no ability to know my boundaries today. And this tap is dripping. And then there's a person, being, creature here. And like, again, I'm seeing like a catcher's mitt or some sort of other, maybe frisbee or something. And I'm catching the drips. seeing a squirrel as well. I feel like, I don't know if like things are left around you. Like one would leave nuts for the squirrels to be playful and come around. But that's kind of what it feels like Spirit's doing for you. It's doing it in this subtle way to move through. And whatever this is, even if you're trying to get out, stop, or find the hinge point of your, daily routine, your cycles of such, and to find out if the cycle is serving you. Like, we don't need to get all hard ass about it. If you're like, no, this cycle serves me. This momentum serves me. I feel like anxiety is, and that also brings me into that weird, like, jagged frequency. I have here the black sheep. It's like an emotional drip, and then I feel like somebody's also sending me a drip, like an IV drip of something from Spirit. That feels like from Spirit, higher self, creation, source, call it what you will. Okay, black sheep, it's not about the word, it's about the art. This might be you in density right here. Look at all the spirit support you have that are in front of you. There's like a family, but you're working through something. The funny thing is that Geminis aren't scared of it. The liquid demon. You're not scared of it. It's like, I don't know if it's other people externalized in your aura but they kind of like sloth around in your subcon. Maybe it's also nightmares for some. And they try and like, what is that? Sleep inception. Yeah, it feels like sleep inception. It doesn't make any sense because I'm in the Gemini aura and I'm like, this feels like external to me, like somebody's opinion or if somebody else says something like in the grocery store or on the road and they're like, get off the road, speed up, whatever those things are called. And as a Gemini, I'm like, okay. Like, it's like I have a compassion for that moment, that person. Somehow I was involved in triggering them, but I'm like, I get it. I understand almost like the bigger picture. I get it. So I'll just move out of the way. It's not a big deal, but it was to them because other things are going on. It's like you can sense their story externalized to you in your environment, what's happening. So you can hold like it's almost like odd compassion. Right? Because it's like you can see something or someone within somebody. And maybe they say something or claim something in an environment and they're looking for people to jump on board with them. So like if you would have reacted in the same way, like, well, you don't know me, blah, 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 blah. It feeds it more and more and more. But I feel like you don't do that. You don't light it. It's like some can add fuel to the fire and others can diffuse it. And I feel like you're in a diffusing situation. And if somebody is in an acute state of grief and are numbing it through liquid elixirs, or it might be creating a certain vibration that I don't know anything, could be keeping you for when you're awake. It's like you always feel like it's there, and I just want it to go away. I say that compassionately, but I feel like there's other roots that will serve to raise the vibration, to speak to the loved one, to see the messages and not expect them to look a certain way or to be to allow them to be as they are, as that one too is learning. This also came through for Taurian shadow scry, so that might be something as well. So we have here focus and service. See, it's Geminis. It's like what I was just talking about. When other people are being aggressive, maybe even including yourself, maybe it's something within the self and and you just want to be like, you know what I mean? Like, just get a growl on. And you're like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. There's like always two clear paths to fuel to the fire and react, or diffuse and respond. I hope this makes sense to somebody. Okay, I'm going to close out this message here. Thank you so much, Geminis, for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Thank you to all those who do like, share, and subscribe. To those who donate, you warm my haunted heart. And all the links are below if you would like to request a personal and all that kind of good stuff. So, Geminis, you are a gem. Okay. Last messages for Gemini. If there's anything here, I have discipline. Okay, that's it. We're good. Rest. Rest is on the bottom, grounding you. The sickle. Light and dark. Oh my goodness. Okay. Discipline. I want to note that it's like this team, this warrior. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. This warrior team around me. It kind of brings me into like the black sheep again, if I was to do it that way. To receive help, to take help. It's like this, again, I'm seeing a family. Now, whether it's a family of your children, it's a family afterlife, or star seeds, your family, to work, to your soul tribe. I feel like there's this sense of strength, but everyone carries a different form of character. And it's like if, when you're watching a show and then one of the characters decides to go on and they try to replace them, but they can't. So, but that's what, for someone in a state of loss, it feels like one of those characters isn't in the show anymore, but it's like they're just behind the scenes now, helping direct it. There's a lot of male energy amongst this, so I don't know if it was a son that passed or a boy that passed. Even in my own energy, I feel like my male energy, being a guest here, is disciplined and directed. And you're going to have help. You have help. If you're trying to break cycles or start cycles. Brilliant, Gemini. Brilliant. Break cycles or start cycles. And I say cycle, again, looking at the totality of the word cycles, a good cycle. Like cycle's not just also cycle is freedom. Bicycle when you're a kid, your first taste of freedom. Gaining momentum beyond 2 feet in a heartbeat. And using those 2 feet in a heartbeat to cover more ground. Geminis, thank you so much for being my muse. I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for being you. And until next time.